Thumbs up. Can we hear me now still? We're good? Yeah, okay. All right. Hey team, welcome to our Thursday night call. It is, I don't, the 30, no, 29th, no, 31st. I don't know. I don't have my calendar in front of me. It's the 30th, August 30th. Thanks, Debbie. Um, I do apologize. I don't have the top coaches done for the week. I've been like all over the place lately, so I do apologize. Heads up, one more day to lock in Success Club 5. Tomorrow is the last day that the 21-day fix and extreme is going to be on sale for 140, and I'm gonna guess this is probably the last time for a while that it's on sale, just because they had it like back-to-back months and then they had it back in February. So do all your follow-ups, get together with all your people that have been waiting, let them know. In case you didn't see, the August promotions, our size is 140. The 3-day refresh is 140, and then the size kickstart, which comes with the 3-day refresh, is 180. So really some awesome promotions. I did post the August calendar in the team page, so if you didn't get a chance to check that out, make sure you do so. Um, Team Cup, tomorrow is the last day to register for a Team Cup. Make sure you guys get on one. I know sometimes like coaches are like afraid to get on one because they're afraid they're too new or they think it's going to be too much. Just get on one. I mean, the thing I like about the cup is you get to engage with new people, you get to build relationships with people, and you get to set goals with other coaches on your team. So if you have not gotten one on one, post in the team page that you are looking for a team cup, and we will try to find a place for you the best that we can, but I'm sure there's plenty of spots out there. So we have a lot of information going on for tonight's call. I'm going to go ahead and let Lindsay's session start first. She's at an early AM flight. Lindsay, do you want me to take you off mute, or can you take yourself off mute? You want me to? Okay. And let me add that tonight's call, we are going over all the trainings that we had at Summit. So if you do not have a pen and paper, make sure you grab one and take lots of notes. And Lindsay, go ahead and take it away.
Hey people, I'm talking about the leadership ladder, which, true story, before Summit, I really didn't know anything about. I listened to a wake up call about it in like, I don't know, June or May, and they talk about all the training on it, and I couldn't find it. So the wake up call for me about the leadership ladder was when they were talking about my rank diamond, and she was like, the average diamond makes, I don't know, like $2,300 a month. And I'm like, well, I mean, maybe not. But so I think they call them rungs there. So it's like how much volume you get on your left leg, how many coaches are meeting Success Club, all these things, which give you an indication of like how you're doing, more specific to just like rank. So when you're diamond before, I was kind of like, okay, I'm diamond, like now what? Or like you can't really like compare it to everybody. So if you go in the online office and where it says your Success Club points, and then you click on the leadership ladder, that will show you what you are and like your stats. I think it updates on Thursdays, it said, or something. I'm sure Ashley knows, but I think it's Thursday. And then you can check where you're at from there, and it drops to, it's not like a lifetime rank. So if you move up, but then you don't meet, you have less coaches meeting success letters, and then you move down. So you can really keep track of like what you need to work on, what is working, what's not. So that really helped me because I'm like, like I don't really know like what I should be working on. We didn't really have those kind of guidelines before. So that was really helpful. And it helps you kind of like know where to move your business forward, how you're doing against other people. So that was a big takeaway for me. And if you go to news and training and then click training, it's like all the way at the bottom, there's a PDF in there that's like, I don't know, 4 pages or something. And it talks about all the different ones. You should definitely look at it. I looked at it when we got home and I learned a lot. I think there was some really good information in there on how to move up, because I didn't even know all the ones that there were. Like, I didn't know any of that. So I think it's good for us as a team to focus on that more than just like Success Club and things like that. And personally too, like you can have a benchmark of where you are. And like, even if your rank doesn't change, like I know for me it's diamond, like sometimes I'm one thing on the leadership ladder and then another month I'm a lower one. So I kind of know like, okay, like, I met Success Club, but like I didn't do this, or I need to work on this better. So I kind of appreciate having those extra guidelines. But then I also wanted to add something that I took away from Summit that I'm kind of ad-libbing here, but was to just do it. And what I mean by that is like, don't worry about like overeducating yourself. Like you don't need to know everything about inviting or, challenge groups or whatever. Like you don't need to know everything to do something. Which I'm super guilty of. Like, well, I don't really know, so I'm not going to do it. Or like it needs to be super perfect in order to do it. Um, it's not going to be perfect. It's just like when people like the time, like there's never going to be a perfect time. You're never going to like want to work out, whatever. It's like that. Like, don't wait until you have this like post that looks like it's just going to like blow everyone's mind. Like, just start doing it. And even if you don't do it the best, as long as you're doing your best, you get better over time by practice, not by like reading every personal development book in the world and watching YouTube videos of other people being successful. So in order to be successful yourself, you need to do it and make changes and just start doing it. And that was a huge takeaway for me because I'm always sitting around, like you can ask like anybody probably on this call, like I'll be like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And then I don't do any of it. I just talk about it. And that is not helping anyone. So those are my big takeaways from Summit.
Thanks, Lindsay. And I know I talked with Lindsay a lot, and I think we need to do a full team call on the leadership ladder. Like I took like 6 pages of notes about it because and I think Lindsay and I talked about this at Summit, like this is something that we need to bring to the team more.
Yeah,
And
I didn't ever think about it like at all. Like I'm like, oh, it exists. I see it.
yeah, and
That's it.
they rolled out with it at leadership, but they didn't explain it at leadership. I'm like, okay, cool. Like thanks for
Yeah.
this new tip. And I talked to corporate today on my phone call, and he's like, oh, whoops, see, this is why I don't wear headphones because I pull them out of my ears with my hands. Oopsies. And he's like, do you guys do the leadership ladder? I'm like, honestly, I didn't know anything about it till Summit. So I do think it's something that we should probably do like a whole wide call on because there's just so much information about it. Thanks, Lindsay. And I love your takeaways. And she's right. Just do it. Like she said, there's no perfect time. And I think that's like something that we talk about all the time. Like, just like she said, there's no perfect time to lose weight. There's no perfect time to just start. You just got to do it. Get your feet wet. So yeah, thank you, Lindsay. And I don't know when you have to hop on, but hopefully you're not like too exhausted tomorrow morning for your flight.
I got 6% left, so I'll leave when the phone dies.
All right. Lindsay, do you want to go next? Lindsay Baki? Yeah. Do you want me to take you off mute or can you take yourself off mute?
I got it. It's good. So I'm going to talk about social media. Janelle Summers did a little spiel on social media, and I went to look at my slides today, or the pictures I took, and they were all blurry and stuff. So this is like mashed together, so I'm sorry. But just a few takeaways from Janelle. Like I said, it's all kind of mashed together. So for number 1 on your personal page, some tips she had was to, of course, 1, create a cover banner, which you all know that. Of course, another thing is to post 3 times a day. Some big things to do is involve your followers with your posts. So for example, like a call to action at the end of your post. You're posting about an upcoming challenge group or posting like a question, do a call to action, like comment below if you want in my challenge group, or what do you guys like to do for breakfast, things like that. Get your followers involved and create conversation that way. Always try to use eye-catching and original posts, including pictures. Based on personal experience, if you use your own photos, like taking selfies, Lord knows I hate taking selfies, but it seems to attract more followers than using just stock photos. So they use the word scroll stopping photos. So try to do your best with that. Stick to your niche on Instagram. I don't know if you've been on a call where we talked about finding what your niche is or what your special thing is about yourself that you want to market. I'll just use me as an example. I like to run, so I use that on Instagram as kind of my niche. I'll hashtag different running things to kind of attract to that certain Instagram follower. Another thing that I thought was interesting is she said, do not use collages on Instagram. I forget her reasoning behind that, but she says it's too busy. So try not to use collages on Instagram. She also said that YouTube links do not get any traction on social media. So do not use YouTube links because you won't get any traction at all. Moving on, if you have a like page, she had some tips for that. You know, there's cover banners on your pages. She said you could use an offer invite for your cover banner. Do anyone follow Mindy Wender? She has a offer invite on her cover banner that you can look at as an example. Another thing for your like page is posting videos of yourself, which is another thing we probably all hate to do, but it does attract likes and hits. Use engaging captions. Invite family and friends consistently to your page. Offer freebies, videos, and another thing which I've never used before, so anyone else who's done this, using Facebook boosts and ads. I've never done it before. Feel free, any girls that were there that you've used it, to comment when I'm done, because I've never used them personally. But those are always something that you could look into to post all of your like page. And then lastly, one of the things she talked about was branding and attracting your market on social media. Like with your niche, know your strengths, know your niche, and just roll with it. So meaning visualize your target audience. If you're a mom, that could be your target audience. Just find those people that you want to speak to and base all your posts off that. Make sure you're relatable. I know I've talked about that before. Use original and professional looking content. Invest in personal development. That's one thing they really, really talked about in Summit, and I totally agree. And one thing is to have patience. I know I get kind of frustrated. I'm like, oh, 5 likes, that's it? Really? I like sat there and thought about that post for like 15 minutes. Just be patient and just be consistent with your posting, and just be original, and be relatable, and you'll attract. One thing that did stand out to me that Janelle said was to shift your focus onto others and to get over the fear of judgment. That's one thing that I struggle with for sure on social media. So that was one of the biggest takeaways I had from her little spiel. But that's basically it. It's all stuff that you've all probably heard before. Like I said, my slides were a little blurry. So if anyone else has anything to add, like Lindsay, Debbie, Brittany, Jasmine, Ashley, just go ahead and let it out. So that's all I have. Oh, I had one thing about the leadership ladder. There is actually a national wake up call that has a lot of information about that. It was in June, I think. I listened to it, and the only reason why I heard about it before is because I listened to that wake up call. So it was informational.
Yeah, I can't remember the date of it. I know you like said it at Summit. I'm like, how do you know the exact date of that call?
I just listened to it like right before Summit.
I posted the link of Janelle's training. It's in the chat feature. It's also on our YouTube channel. It was really good info. Like, I really liked Janelle's like training, and you guys know I love my social media, but there was stuff that she said that like I completely like it's like, oh, I never thought of that. And what Lindsay said about the YouTube, she's 100% right. I had shared a video of my story that was linked to YouTube, and it saw like 0 views. But when I just put it up like organically onto Facebook, it reached like 3,000 people. Facebook doesn't like other companies, so they like do their best to block out YouTube. Debbie, did you have something to add? I know you like held up your thumb about something.
No, it was just I've used boosts and they really help a lot.
I know Brittany uses them. I use them too. Lindsay, have you used them?
I think Janelle said something like every other month, try to do a boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said every other month spend $100. So.
We can start real.
And like you can obviously do something lower than that. Like I allocate a certain amount each month that I use for boost posts, because that's what I use that's how I use for my like page only. But you can start off like set aside like, okay, I'm going to set $25 aside this month, and this is what I'm going to use for a boost post. And then you can just go back and forth and decide if it's worth it or not. Brittany, do you have anything to add? Because I know you boost your posts sometimes.
Yeah, I've boosted posts and I've boosted my like page like as a whole. And both work really well. And you don't have to like Lindsay said, spend $100 every other month. I mean, it does make sense that over a year, you're very likely to find great people and have 6 new diamonds, which will make you way more money than the $600 you're spending. But that's like way too much for me right now. You can do like $1 a day or $1. Like, it's not like it has to be something really expensive. So if you just wanted to kind of try it, it will tell you like if you spend $1, you'll get like 1 to 4 likes or something like that. Like it tells you like the projected like whatever that it is that you'll get for how much you're spending. So don't like get intimidated that you have to spend all this money. You really don't have to, like when you're just trying it out. So
Yeah, and you just have to place around like Sharky and Friend, aka Emily and Jill just said, everybody's gonna have something different. Like Shalene says, don't boost, pay ads. I did an ad and it completely tanked and it was a waste of my money and I didn't get anything out of it. When I boost a post, I almost always get at least 1 challenger or 1 new coach out of it. So I mean, it's to each person, each on their own. Debbie, do you want to go next?
Yeah, just a second.
Thank you, Lindsay, for sharing everything.
You're welcome.
Okay. So I know Jasmine was there, sitting next to me, and I'm not sure who else was on the other side because there was a speaker there, and he was a keynote speaker for the second general session, I think. I don't know if they had a first. I missed the first one, but his name was DeWitt Jones. And he's a freelance photographer for National Geographic, and I love him. He touched me so much that I bawled the whole time, and I actually had to leave. All right, yeah, I see you, Jasmine, smiling. I actually had to get up and go to the bathroom because it was just so moving and so electric and inspiring. Just the pictures and the stories that he told us. Dad was a storyteller. He was a storyteller. So I wrote down a lot of like things that really touched me, and it really touched me. So I just wanted to share a few things with you guys. He talked a lot about having the courage to let your own light out. You know, let your true self out so that other people can just see the true you. There's 1,000 ways to address a challenge. See the extraordinary in the ordinary. Start your day with potential, not paralysis. He talked a lot about seeing the positive in things. Finding the extraordinary in just the ordinary. He also said find the beauty in what's ugly. And he had a lot of pictures, obviously, because he's a photographer. But he had a lot of pictures, and one that really stuck out was there was this beautiful field, and it was full of daisies, and he just wanted to wait for that one right angle. So he decided to come back, I think the next day or 2 days later, and it was just a field full of just those little puffs, the white little puffs. And he was like, oh, my shot is ruined, blah, blah, blah. But then he looked at it at a different perspective and at a different angle. And this next picture popped up, and it was the most beautiful picture. And it was this puff ball, and then the sun was behind it. And so he just kind of talked about, you know, looking at things at a different angle, having a different perspective, being positive in a negative world. You're going to influence people. We're all leaders here, whether we know it or not. People are watching us. And I guess that's why I just really enjoyed listening to him, because I know that I'm influencing people negatively and positively, and I want to bring out the light in other people, because when I do that, it comes out in me. So anyways, he says try to think, you know, and it's all about changing your mindset. He said instead of thinking win-lose situations, he said think of it as a win-teach situation, you know. Let's see, some other things that I took away. Try to find what's right in the situation, you know, what's right in your life right now, as opposed to my job sucks. My job does suck. And, you know, oh, I'm so stressed and I threw my back out doing a burpee. You know, well, I can tell you what, all of my kids are healthy and the family's doing pretty good. And, you know, just kind of look at the positive things, and those will spill out onto other people. Take your life to the next level. You don't have to settle. So many people in society just settle because of their negative way of thinking. You know, like, well, this is all the higher I'm gonna go, or there's nothing else here, so I better just stay. Continually find the next right answer. Have the courage to stick your neck out there. You know, that's really hard. You know, it's okay if you look like a fool because the other person was too embarrassed to do it, and at least it got you out of your comfort zone, and that's where you start to grow. Let's see. Put yourself in the place of highest potential. Surround yourself with opportunities. You know, don't just wait for them to come to you. Hear a really good story about a guy named Cliff Johnson. I believe his last name was Johnson. Should really Google it. Just look it up on Wikipedia. Basically, a sheep farmer did this incredible feat that was just unbelievable. In fact, when I was telling Steve the story, he's like, that has to be wrong because people who run marathons, they die when they run marathons. This guy couldn't have ran 4 marathons. And look it up on YouTube, Cliff Johnson. He ran from Melbourne to Sydney. And that's just pretty much it. It was just such a moving speech to me. It just really encouraged me that, you know what, I'm not going to settle, and there's more out there for me, and I'm going to go against the crowd, and I'm not going to settle. So that was my takeaway, and I didn't even cry.
Thanks, Debbie. What I have to say that I love about Summit is, so Debbie messages me. She goes, I am bawling my eyes out. I'm like, where are you? She's like, I'm listening to Whit Jones. I was like, oh. I'm like, I didn't find him super interesting at all. But like, it just goes to show you that we can all take such different takeaways. Like, I literally sat there and I looked at my husband. I'm like, is he almost done? And Debbie's like, I love him. I'm bawling. And I'm like, did we listen to the same person? But I love it.
People were like, I'm like,
I love it though, because it just goes to show you that we can all take away so many different takeaways from like each person, and we like, it's just, I love it. So thank you, Debbie. Thank you. All right, Brittany, go ahead and take it away.
Hey guys. So I'm going to talk about 2 topics. First, I'm going to talk about Shakeology. We had Darren Olin, he's the co-creator with Isabella Deichler for Shakeology, Shay Stanford, and Alyssa Schumacher. They all presented it. And I know for a fact that Shay Stanford is like obsessed with Shakeology. She runs her whole business around Shakeology. And I was telling everyone in my group this because I'm like, guys, this chick is legit, because I've watched her YouTube videos before, and she like she'll have like a family, and not just like the mom drinks it, like, but the dad drinks it, and each kid gets a bag, and like everyone, so she'll have like 4 bags going to one family each month. Like, she believes in this stuff so much that she like convinces her customers the value of Shakeology. So she never hears these, doubts in the price, or I don't think I need that, or whatever else. Like, she truly believes in this. So it was cool to hear from her. So I'm just going to say a few things. There's like no rocket science to this, but they were just talking about how in 1936 they discovered that we really are nutrient deficient in America, and over the last 50 years, like things like our potatoes have lost like almost all of their nutrition and nutrient value. and we have GMOs, and now we have Wi-Fi, like, you know, all around us, and toxins in the water and everything else. So our fruits and vegetables that we're eating on a daily basis, we're only like an apple a day, like we're not barely getting any nutrients from that one apple. It's not like back hundreds of years ago when that was like filled with nutrients. So it's the idea that we are so nutrient deficient that we need like this health food shake to help us with to be a health supplement. Like this should be thought of as like a multivitamin or like a supplement to us, not just like a meal replacement. Like we need to really make sure that we're explaining to our customers that this isn't like a weight loss shake, because it's not. This is filled with so many amazing superfoods and probiotics and antioxidants and prebiotics and digestive enzymes and everything else that we need to really be showing the value of this. And Shakeology, hold on, let me pull up my slides. Shakeology is tied to everything in this business. So if we can really leverage this, like we'll go far, because it's tied to Success Club, rank advancements, commissions, and then it's tied to like our fitness goals and our results. So it's like both sides of the spectrum here. So we just really need to think of ourselves as like Shakeology reps. Like if we're working in a corporate job, like a pharmaceutical sales rep, the speakers were Shay Stanford and Alyssa Schumacher. Shay Stanford's the one that's like obsessed with Shakeology now. So we need to think of ourselves as Shakeology reps. If we were a pharmaceutical sales rep, we would know everything about what, you know, Lantus, whatever drug it is, we would know everything about it. And we would, when we go to those doctor's offices, we would be able to spew out information. We need to get to that point that when every objection we get, we need to know what to say. And we need to just be so well educated on this so that we are, you know, sharing the knowledge. So they said a few things about like Alyssa Schumacher is a nurse as well. So Sheila had the idea of like having a health assessment. So when you are talking to your customers at first about, you know, what are your goals? What kind of exercise do you like? What's worked with you in the past? What's your nutrition like? Like ask them other specific questions, like, you know, just that will pertain to Shakeology then. And then that will help you follow up when you want to try to get them to purchase from you. But basically, we just want to make sure that we're sharing about Shakeology. We're not just like taking a selfie and posting it, because no one really cares about that. They're like, oh yeah, she's drinking her Shakeology again. But we want to like tell a story or like spotlight ingredients. I know that one coach that talks about Success Club told us this too. I can't think of her name now. Bree Wetzel, I think. Like have a Shakeology ingredient of the week or something, and really spotlight like what is a phytogen and what are all these different things. And then there's a lot of really great blog articles and videos that you can find in the online office, as well as on YouTube about Shakeology. So make sure that you are looking at that for some information if you need it. That was all I really had about Shakeology. Basically just learn the product, because we should really know our products if this is what we're representing. The other topic I had was hobby to career coach and shifting your mindset. This one was awesome. This one was Tracy Morrow and Summer Tucker. And we like loved this. Like it was just like the Saturday morning, like we were just like, oh my gosh, this is life changing. It wasn't anything that was like task oriented, like do these 5 things and you'll become a career coach. Like it was just about like it said, shifting your mindset and changing your whole attitude and your behavior so that you'll see different results. Like if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. So you just really need to change your mindset if you want this to work. So there were just a few, this was more like I said, it wasn't like task oriented. It was just like these like powerful things they would say. And you were like, oh my gosh, yes. So number 1 is your attitude. We need to have no matter what. Like we need to say, okay, daily we're going to do these things no matter what. Like Tracy Morrow listed off like these terrible, like 15 things that have happened to her like in the past 6 months. Like, I'm not going to share her whole story, but like, you know, her dog died, her husband, they took care of her husband's mom, her daughter has an eating disorder, her daughter's suicidal, like all of these things that are going on, and like these super powerful things. And she's like, I would be sobbing and I would literally go into the bathroom and like wash my face, put concealer under my eyes, and then get on a team call and like be all there. She's like, we need to have no matter what's in this business, and we can't miss them just because we hit a bump in the road, because this is our business. If you want to be a career coach, because that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, just don't get distracted by bad times or shiny objects. You want to work off of a list, and it doesn't mean that you have to come up with a list and then complete that like every single day. Just pick 5 things a day and then focus on them. And if you accomplish those 5 things, they're doing a great job. That could be like, you know, inviting 2 to 3 people. Like, it's nothing crazy or catastrophic, like creating an entire YouTube channel with 15 videos. Like, just do one small thing from your list and do 5 of those a day, and you'll make progress. Your personal development has to stay ahead of the growth of your business, or else you're never going to grow your business. Because as the CEO of your company, you are, you know, the product of what you want to, or you're the head of what you want to produce. So, you know, if you want people to follow you, you have to be what you want to see. You can't go places that your own growth won't keep you. They just have like these like really cool things. So, and then it's also important to never forget that this is about people. Never forget that, like, we have people, like, this is a business of caring about people. Like, that's what Beachbody basically like preached to us the whole time, is that this is not just about like selling fitness programs and stuff. This is about people. Never believe your own press. So just stay humble. Yeah, you might become a diamond, or yeah, you might become elite, or you might get 126 Success Club points in a month, something crazy, but like still stay humble and be blessed for where you are, because being in a position of leadership is really like something special, and it's something that we should be thankful for. And then stay close connected to the people that you serve. So don't just sell them that challenge pack and then let them go. Like, we need to make sure that we're holding them accountable, and we're helping them, and we're making sure that they are achieving all of their goals, because that's what they purchased this for. They purchased this for us to help them. And then number 2 is, if it can be taught, it can be duplicated. So you have to ask yourself, is this simple? Does it work? And can they do it whenever you're thinking of something? And that's something that, as we produce our own teams, we're not always going to be under Team Fire to get fit. Like, as my team grows, I want to produce things for my own team. And I think that that's something that all of us that want to become career coaches should do too. We can't always rely on this big team to support us. And then they said, if you want to run fast, run alone. If you want to run far, run together. So she said, like, it's like cross country. I don't know cross country, but she said that it's basically based off of the times of the first 5 people from your team that, and the race. I think she said it's not like the fastest person can get there and then your team wins. Like, you need to stay in a pack and get everyone there at the same time to make any progress. Think and act like a CEO. Like I said, show up when things are hard. Discipline triggers passion. So as long as you're doing your no matter what, you'll become more passionate about this. The dream is free, the journey is not. So we can dream as big as we want to and say, oh yeah, next year I want to quit my job and all this stuff, but I need to work for that journey, and I need to prove that I need to put in the time to prove that I should be there. She also said, it's not, it is what it is. She said that she hates that saying, because we can change anything we want to. Nothing in this world is set in stone for us. We can take whatever we want and we can change it. So get rid of that phrase. And that's so funny to me because like my dad loves that saying. Debbie says she hates it. My dad always says that. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like we're in charge of our own destiny. And then lastly, it's not about the title. So you can't take rank to the bank. It doesn't matter what rank you are. And this goes with the leadership ladder because we learned that like right after we learned this. It doesn't matter if you're a diamond, if you have 2 emeralds, one of them's your husband and someone else is a discount coach who has their mom and their boyfriend under you. That does not make you a strong diamond at all. You have to build a strong team and you have to prosper where you're planted and work with what you have to prove that you are where you should be. It doesn't matter. People who are emeralds can make just as much as those who are diamonds. I mean, I know that there are certain stipulations with how much you can cycle bonus and all this stuff, but it doesn't matter your rank. If you want this and you're an emerald, you can hit just as many things as you want as if you were a diamond, and you'll grow faster. It's more important to grow wide and not deep because you want to have quality people instead of just quantity. And I think that's about it. Does anyone have any questions? I was like preaching because that was like a preachy type one. I just loved it.
No, I really like the hobby to career. I remember I listened to it. They did the same topic last year at Summit, and it was like, aha, like it was just like that light bulb went off, and that's when a lot of stuff started changing. And I like what Brittany said, like we will always be Team Fire to Get Fit. Like just like I want to say girl boss. What is the name? Bombshells. Like there's always the bombshell, but there are so many branches of teams and bombshells. Same with platinum presenters. Like that is what we want as a team. We want you guys to branch off and be the leader for your team. So I'm really glad that you said that, Brittany. All right, I'm going to go into mine. I have slides. You guys know I like my slides. It is what it is. So bear with me for 2 seconds. I've got like a couple different topics because I had to do some for some other people that couldn't make it to the call last minute. If somebody can just come off mute for a second to just let me know that you see it.
We see it.
See it? Okay. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about is creating challenge groups that work. I really liked this one because you guys know how I feel about my challenge groups. But there was a lot of good information, and we've all had challenge groups that fail, and it's like crickets, and it's like, anybody there? Hello, hello, hello. So obviously challenge groups are a must-have for your business. They create so much value, help change lives, they grow your business, they build relationships, and they're duplicatable. I mean, when I do a challenge group, I post different stuff, but I've got a science down to it now because I've been doing them for so long. And you always need something to invite to for challenge groups, whether it's a free eating challenge group, a 3-day refresh, a 6-day Shakeology, a 21-day fix, or just a general challenge group. You always have to have something to invite to, and they should be non-negotiable. Just like how we talk about like Success Club is like non-negotiable. Challenge groups are non-negotiable. You should be doing them every single month. Oops. So just some for quick tips that they gave, and I put golden nuggets at the bottom because I had Allie Upham and I don't know who the other person was. I can't think of the other person. I don't know, but Allie was amazing.
Brittany Leggett.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So I had Allie Upham and Brittany Leggett, and if you guys have ever seen Allie Upham like do a video before, she is like in your face, like rah. So like they were pretty awesome. I really enjoyed it. So their tips are: step 1, set a date. Start inviting 2 weeks out and craft your invite. And like one of these, like when she said this golden nugget, I was like, that's good. So do a social media post, do a Facebook event post, and then you can personally message even to the same people that you might have invited and be like, I'm not sure if you saw my post, but I'm getting ready to do a challenge group. And I was like, that's good stuff because you can double dip with your invites. So that was her golden nugget for step 1. Step 2, you need to get to know your challengers. And this is something that I've really been implementing into my challenge groups. I just started doing, they have to fill out a Google Doc in order to be in my challenge group for now on. But you just have to ask questions so you know where you can fill a need of. So what time, and this is if you're selling them a program for a paid challenge group. What kind of time can you commit? What will losing the weight allow you to do or feel? So if somebody says, I don't have a lot of time, you know that you probably should not be suggesting TurboFire or P90X. You need to go with T25, 21-day fix, like one of the 30-minute ones. Figure out their goals, struggles, and limitations. You have to get to know your challengers. We are not salespeople. We are people that are trying to find solutions for other people. So if you don't get to know your challengers, you have no idea if you're suggesting the right program to them. And if you don't, then that program is not going to work for them. So this was like another big golden nugget that she shared. She goes, can you please give me your big goal outside of dropping the weight? Because yes, people want to lose weight, but there is a deeper reason why they want to. So you got to get to know that. Ask them, what would losing the weight allow you to do? How would it make you feel? I did this in my challenge group that's going on right now, and the answers to me were just incredible. And that keeps people going when you have them dig deep. Just like we have to dig deep for our whys, they have to dig deep in why they need to make this commitment. Step 3, you have to relate and match. Listen to what they're saying. And I really liked how they talk about, it's called feel, felt, found. So say you match with somebody and they're like, I really want to do it, but I'm not really sure about the money and I'm not sure if it'll work. So you do a conversation, be like, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way when I looked into the program, and this is what I found. And you tell them what you found. So you're relatable to them. You're letting them know that you completely understand. So feel, felt, found. Get them excited and start them in the group. Do a group for your challenge group. So like I do like a prep week now for my challenge groups. That way they're not waiting and waiting and waiting. When you have a paid challenger, help them find a program and confirm the order. I always have them message me when they're done. And she said the same thing. Just have them message you when they're done. And this was like, like I wrote this down, underlined it, asterisked it, like put a bajillion arrows around it. So a lot of times we get price objections and people are like, I really want to do it, but the money just isn't there right now. And this is what she says to her people. If there's a want to, you'll always find a way to. And I love that because it's so true. Like if somebody is super passionate about getting healthy and losing the weight or fitting into their size 8 jeans or whatever their goal is, if they really want to, they're gonna find a way to. So that was like a big ha-ha for me. And then step 4, just set the rules of the engagement for the challenge group. Let them know what to expect. So these were some of the examples. Check the pin post, create workout schedules for the week, track and share your progress. Like these are what you expect from your challengers. Share your daily health and fitness goals. You have to lay out what you expect in the very beginning. And I see you guys' chats. I just can't access it when I'm on a screen share, so I'll get to it in just a minute. And the biggest thing of all is you need to be active in your own challenge groups. I watched a video that Brigitte Linford shared, and she was like in tears when she was saying like she gets so mad when coaches start challengers and then they just walk away and they let their challengers be on their own. That is not what we're about. So you have to be active. You have to share your workouts, your Shakeology, your meals, because if you're not being active, you can't expect them to be active. So that was about challenge groups. And then we'll do questions at the end. And I know this call is longer than usual, but hopefully you guys are getting a lot of good info out of it. So the next one is how to be a top performing leader. I like the quote, control is not leadership, management is not leadership, leadership is leadership. If you're not reading the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership with us, get on it. It's amazing. Anyways, so you may be thinking, I'm not a leader. If you have one coach underneath you, guess what? You're a leader. So yeah, the minute you sign up your first coach, you are automatically a leader. And the leadership is something that you can learn and grow with as time goes on. 50% of your time should be focused on you, and 50% of your time should be focused on your team. You have to make sure you have an even balance. Develop a business plan. Create systems that are easy to duplicate. We've created that within Team Fire to Get Fit. Leaders have gone in and we've created training groups. We've created documents. You have to create systems that are duplicatable for your team to do as well. No reason to reinvent the wheel. Run your business like clockwork. That means team calls, sneak peeks, new coach calls. Right now, we do a lot of that for the team. And as we grow, you guys will start to branch off and do your own things. You guys know every Thursday night, we have a team call. The first Monday of every month, we have a sneak peek. The first and third Tuesday of every month, we have new coach calls. Like, you've got to run your business like clockwork. You have to tailor your coaching style based off of each coach. Every coach is different, and you need to understand the following about them. Their why, their personal goals. Do they want to lose weight? Do they want to be healthy? Their professional goals. Where do they want to take their business? What kind of coach do they want to be? What drives them? You have to treat each coach individually. Really get to know them. Recognize your coaches. And we've done a great job of this in the team lately. Recognize the rank ups. Recognize a new coach spotlight. That's when we are like all congratulating and welcoming a new coach. Recognize coaches for weight loss, for Success Club, for selling their first challenge program. And we have been doing a great job of like recognizing the other day, I congratulated my personally sponsored coaches that hit Success Club already. We got to make sure we're doing this. You want to create that atmosphere for your team. You are not their boss. You are not their mom. And this was like a huge moment for me. We are here to mentor and train our coaches. They don't want another boss. They already have a boss. And then like another big takeaway, I don't think I put on the slide, do not take their failures onto you. Not every coach is meant to be a coach. And I have always taken it to heart when a coach fails or a coach quits. And that was something that they talked about. If a coach fails or quits and you know that you've done everything you can to help them, then you cannot take that upon your shoulders. So that was like a big light bulb going off, blinking at me. And then the last slide is there is no I in team. You are not in this alone. You need to lean on your fellow coaches. You need to lean on your upline. You need to lean on the leaders of the team. We are a team. We do this together. We come together. Be on the team calls if you expect your coaches to be on the team call. You cannot tell your coaches to be on the call and then not show up for the calls. Be present in the team page, yours and our big team page. Post breaking news, post updates from the Coach Online office, national wake up call announcements. You got to share these things. I really liked this training. This was a very good training. All right. Sorry, I'm going to go fast because I feel like I'm taking up a lot of time, and then that way we can open up to questions. The power of your story. This one was big, and I know I'm going to call Lindsay Baki out for a second. I know this was like a big aha training for her, and it was for a lot of other people on the team. The power of your story. Why do you need to share your story? The worst story is the one that is never told. Don't share trials and tribulations unless you have a teaching moment out of your story. Be you. We all have a story, and it's just up to us to share it with everybody. Practice telling your story. Film it. If it doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody wants a perfect person. Share with your success partner. Share on a team call. Share on social media. Share with the team before you want to present it if you're afraid. Your story is personal, but don't take the feedback seriously. Take your haters and turn them into lessons. Just like, for example, I just shared my story, and I kid you not, my stepbrother, out of all people, said at the end of my story in a comment, your post gave me cancer. I was like, oh, cool. Thanks, bro. Like, thumbs up. Like, I appreciate it. And instead of letting it get me down, I was like, cool, that's whatever. Like, it is what it is. You may hate it, but whatever. So just have that thick skin and just like let go of it. And just remember, your story matters. So some tips on sharing your story. Don't strive to be perfect. Perfect is boring and robotic. Perfect characters are alienating. It's okay to share about success. Don't omit the parts that got you there. So it's okay to share your story and what Beachbody has done for you and what the success of your story has created. Get comfortable sharing it often, but not the same too often. So mix it up sometimes. Share different parts of your stories. Less is more. Simplicity is key. If you're going to post a video, keep your video down to under 4 minutes. If you're going to make a post, don't make it into a novel. People don't like the lengthy videos or the lengthy posts. So simplicity is key. Be transparent. Share how you're learning from your story, and always tie your story back to how Beachbody has played a part in it. Don't be ashamed to do that. That's the point of sharing your story. That was a really good training. I loved it. I can't wait for it to come available. Christine Dreyer talked. She just did like a snippet on like how Beachbody's helped her, and these were like my key takeaways. People don't believe in the products unless you believe in them, which is 100% true. We cannot sell a program to somebody if we ourselves do not believe in it. I don't sell Brazil butt lift because I don't believe in Brazil butt lift because I've never done Brazil butt lift, so I don't ever share that. So you have to believe in the products if you want others to believe in them. I really like this. Amateur sells, pros give solutions. I've always said we are not salespeople, and that is not what Beachbody is about. It's about giving solutions to people's problems that they want to fix. People will believe in what you believe in and come to you. You need to dig deep into your why and connect with it. You have the opportunity to change someone's life, not lift. Don't waste this opportunity. If you change one life, to me, it's completely worth it. This business is not about just you. It's about the people that you impact on a daily basis, not business. See, I should not be doing these when I've like lack of sleep. So I really liked Christine Dwyer's. That's hopefully all I have. And I know this call had a lot of information, but I figured instead of us like splitting it up and doing like a bunch of random calls, we lost a lot of people. That I would just give all the info at once. I do apologize that it is a late call. I do want to open up to any questions that you guys have. So I'll go ahead and take everybody off mute. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And then if not, we'll go ahead and end the call. Just kidding. I'm muting my phone, people. Too much background noise. Sorry. All right. Does anybody have any questions, comments, anything? No, nothing. Nada. Zilch.
Oh, I was gonna say something.
Nothing? All right, then I will let you guys go. Oh, go ahead, Katrina.
Well, it was just more of a comment. It was a good reminder to really obviously understand Shakeology, what it's all about, because I've lately been starting to doubt it. I don't know really why, but just I think reading a few things on Google, which is probably not good, or just kind of people questioning the actual scientific proof behind it, or have there really been scientific studies done on this product? Is it a bunch of BS kind of thing? So I think for myself, I might need to review some of that material.
And there is scientific studies. There is actually like actual research, like scientific research that Shakeology does help lose weight. Like we have the data that backs up. If I take you off mute, are you two going to behave? This call is live and recorded right now. Okay, go ahead, Emily.
Yeah, no, it's now approved by the FDA for weight loss. So,
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe I read that because it was a big deal. Because wasn't that in the last couple of months? It recently became approved by the FDA, I believe. Is that?
They
Sound
just
true?
changed stuff too, because it's
And then, I
to
don't
meet
know.
certain standards.
I believe it recently got approved for weight loss by the FDA, but I can doubly check that for you. You can unmute me back now.
And the thing that I like, so when people come to me and they're like, oh, I don't want a weight loss shake, or oh, I don't want a protein shake. Beachbody is not a weight loss shake. Beachbody is not a protein shake. It is what is missing out of our diet. I mean, for me, I know what it's done for my body, so I wholly believe it, and I've done so much research on it. Like, I have PCOS, so I can't have soy. It doesn't have soy in it. I don't have to worry about the artificial sweeteners and the artificial flavorings, and because this call is recorded, I'm not going to go bashing other people's products, but I know and stand behind our ingredients. So really get to know it, because if you don't believe in it, like, I don't want to say you can't be successful in this business, but Shakeology is like a huge building block of what Beachbody is all about. Anybody else have anything to add? No. All right. Well, for those watching the recording, oh, go ahead, Katrina.
Sorry. Sharing your story. So I have not really found opportunities to share my story with people, like if I'm just chatting with a potential customer or someone. So are you talking more like, I mean, sharing your story obviously on social media, on your Facebook, on your like page, your YouTube channel, but have you been sharing your story with people face to face, or not really?
I don't see people face to face because I work from home. So I'm like in this office 24/7. But for me, I do it on social media. I shared it on Facebook. I shared it on Instagram. Like, my story is a big part of why I'm a Beachbody coach. And if I don't share my story, like you guys know, if you've heard my story, I shouldn't be sitting in front of you guys right now. I should be probably buried in a grave after my suicide attempt, but I'm here. So like, I share that with other people. I've never shared it face to face unless I'm speaking at a Beachbody event. Other than that, I just do it on social media, because what happens is usually people, if you're chatting with somebody, unless they ask you, they're really not interested at that point. But
Right.
by doing it on social media, that grabs people's attention. And you may not think your story has any impact, but it really, really does.
Yeah.
All right, team. I'm going to go ahead and quit the recording. You guys know I do leave it up. For those listening to the recording, please join us next week. I think we had like 14 on this call, and it breaks my heart inside. I know we all have lives, but I need you guys to be here. So I will see you guys next Thursday.